There are houses in this world that look perfect from the outside. Tall gates, marble floors, cars gleaming in the driveway. But inside, they are built on secrets, on silence, on things nobody dares to speak about at the dinner table. This is the story of one such house, and of a poor girl who walked into it carrying nothing but a small travel bag and a mother's prayer whispered over her head, and walked out having changed everything, for everyone, forever. Her name was Victoria. She had grown up watching her mother grow weaker by the year, the hospital bills piling higher than the family could ever hope to climb. Every naira Victoria earned selling small things at the roadside had gone into medicine, into transport to the clinic, into prayers that things would somehow get better on their own. They never did. So when the agency called to say a wealthy family in the city needed a house help, Victoria did not hesitate for even a second. She knelt beside her mother's bed that morning, held her thin, trembling hand, and made a quiet promise that she intended to keep no matter what it cost her. "Mama, the agency called me. I finally got the job," she said, her voice steady even though her heart was pounding. "Once they pay me, I'll take care of your hospital bills. You'll be fine again." Her mother, too weak to do more than smile, whispered back the only blessing she had left to give. "God will bless you, my daughter." With those words folded carefully into her heart, like a letter she would read again and again on hard days, Victoria packed the little she owned and walked into the grand house that would change her life forever, though not in the way anyone, least of all her, could have expected. Before we go further into Victoria's story, if you're enjoying Professor Tales so far, take just 1 second to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. It genuinely helps this channel keep bringing you these stories. And trust me, you do not want to miss where this one goes. Now let's continue. The house stood behind a high metal gate, painted the color of wet clay, guarded day and night by a quiet gateman who rarely looked anyone in the eye. Inside, the compound was so large that Victoria's own family house could have fit inside the living room alone. Marble floors stretched from wall to wall, so polished she could almost see her own frightened reflection staring back up at her. Victoria had never in her life stood in a room so cold and so beautiful at the same time. The madam of the house met her at the door, arms folded, eyes already sizing her up the way a buyer studies meat at the market. "Good afternoon, Ma. I'm from the agency," Victoria said, bowing slightly out of habit and out of fear. "So, you're the new house help?" the woman asked, though it was clear she already knew the answer. "Yes, Ma. Breakfast must be ready by 7 every morning. This house must stay clean. My son likes his coffee early. Don't disturb him unnecessarily." "Yes, Ma," Victoria answered, lowering her eyes the way a girl learns to do when she needs a job more than she needs her pride. She moved through the house quietly those first days, careful, invisible, exactly the way she believed a maid was supposed to be, seen only when needed, heard only when spoken to. She learned the corners of that enormous house the way a soldier learns a battlefield, quickly, and with the understanding that one wrong step could cost her everything. Then came the afternoon she was sent upstairs to call the son of the house down for dinner. "Go upstairs and call my son. Dinner is ready," the madam instructed without looking up from her phone. "Yes, Ma," Victoria said, and made her way up the wide marble staircase, her bare feet cold against the stone, her heart beating a little faster than it should have for such a simple errand. She knocked gently. "Sir, dinner is ready." "All right, I'm coming," came the reply from behind the door. Moments later, the door opened, and Victoria found herself looking up into the face of a young man who did not look at her the way the rest of the house did. He looked at her the way one person looks at another person, not through her, not past her, but directly at her, as though she were simply a human being standing in a hallway and nothing less. "You're the new maid," he said, not unkindly. "Yes, sir," she answered, and something passed between them in that instant, quiet, small. The kind of thing neither of them could yet name, but the kind of thing that changes the direction of a life without announcing itself. His name was Clinton. Victoria did not dwell on the moment for long. She had learned, over years of hardship, not to let her heart wander toward things that were not meant for her. She went back to her small quarters that night, sat by herself, and thought instead of her mother. "Mama, how are you feeling now?" she whispered into the phone later that evening, though her mother could barely afford to keep her own phone charged. "Please stay strong for me. Once I save enough money, we'll do the surgery. God will help you, my daughter," her mother answered weakly. The days went on. Victoria served coffee, swept floors, folded linens, and stayed as far out of sight as she could manage, until the day Bella arrived at the house like a storm that had been building for years. Bella was the woman everyone in that household already assumed would one day be its mistress. She swept through the compound with the confidence of someone who had never once been told no. "Bella, you're finally here. Where's Clinton?" the madam asked warmly. "He's upstairs in his room," came the reply, before Bella's eyes landed on Victoria, who was quietly dusting a side table nearby. "Who is she?" Bella asked, her voice already sharp with suspicion. "She's the new house help," the madam answered. Bella's lip curled with open disdain. "What are you still waiting for? Please, leave." Victoria said nothing. She simply lowered the cloth in her hand and turned to go, the way she had learned to swallow insults quietly over years of being poor in a world that rarely forgave poverty. But Clinton, who had just come down the stairs and witnessed the entire exchange, spoke before Victoria had taken 2 steps. That was rude. The room went still. Bella turned to him, stunned, as though he had slapped her. "She's only a maid, Clinton." "I see no reason why I can't talk to her that way," Bella added, waiting for him to nod along the way he always had before, the way he had for years whenever she dismissed people beneath her. But this time, Clinton only looked toward Victoria, who stood frozen near the doorway, before saying quietly but firmly, "Everybody deserves respect, regardless of their class." It was such a small sentence, a handful of ordinary words, but in a house where money had always decided who mattered and who did not, where every relationship had a price tag quietly attached to it, that sentence landed like a thunderclap that shook something loose in the foundations. Victoria found Clinton later that evening in the hallway and apologized before he could say anything to her. "I'm sorry if I caused any problems, sir." "You don't have to be afraid of anybody in this house," he told her gently. "Why do you look so scared of me?" "I'm not scared, sir," she said, though her hands were trembling slightly at her sides. "I just don't want any trouble." She meant every word of it. A girl like her, poor, replaceable, with a dying mother waiting at home for medicine she could barely afford, could not survive trouble in a house like this. But trouble, it seemed, had already found her, and it wore the face of a kind man's quiet attention. Bella noticed it too. She always noticed everything that threatened her. "I saw the way you were looking at that maid," she accused Clinton later that night, her voice tight with a jealousy she refused to name. "Mom, I don't know what you're talking about," Clinton said to his mother when she brought it up separately, though even as he said it, he was no longer entirely sure it was true. "Dad, Clinton barely pays attention to me anymore," Bella complained to Clinton's father, who only patted her hand the way one comforts an investment rather than a person. "You're going to be his wife, Bella," he assured her. "I'll handle it." What Victoria did not know, what she could never have known on her very first weeks in that house, was that Clinton's marriage to Bella had never been about love at all. It had been stitched together years earlier between 2 families who needed each other's money and connections far more than their children needed each other's hearts. You know the agreement we made, Clinton's father reminded him one evening, his voice as hard and unmovable as the marble beneath their feet. No marriage, no business deal. I hope you're preparing for your wedding with Bella. Dad, I've always told you, there was never a time I was interested in marrying Bella, Clinton said, weary from a conversation he had already had 100 times before and would clearly be forced to have 100 times again. Do you even understand what is at stake here? His father pressed. Dad, I can't marry someone I don't love, Clinton said. Bella is rude, and she's not my kind of woman. This family depends on that marriage, Clinton, his father said, his tone final. And you will marry Bella, whether you like it or not. I don't think I can do this anymore, Clinton muttered, turning to walk away. Clinton, come back here, his father called after him. All these years you never complained about Bella. What changed? Because I never loved her, Clinton said, finally saying the words plainly, the words he had swallowed for years. It's not fair, forcing me to marry someone I don't even feel happy with. This suddenly has nothing to do with that maid, right? His mother asked pointedly, watching her son's face for the truth. Mom, please don't start, Clinton said, and walked away before she could press further. But it had everything to do with the maid, even if neither of them was yet ready to admit it out loud. It started small, the way most things that eventually change a life do. Victoria brought Clinton his coffee one gray evening, setting the cup down carefully so as not to disturb him when he suddenly spoke. You've been avoiding me lately, he said. Did I do something wrong? No, sir, she answered quickly. I just don't want problems for myself. Ever since you stepped into this house, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you, he confessed, his voice quieter than she had ever heard it. And don't tell me you don't feel something too, because I know you care about me. Victoria's chest tightened with a fear far older than any romance. The fear of a poor girl who has learned painfully that the world does not easily allow people like her to love people like him. It doesn't matter if I feel the same way, sir, she said, her voice trembling. We are not of the same class, and I really need this job for my mother's surgery. It was the first time she had spoken of her mother's illness aloud to anyone in that house, and once the words left her mouth, the tears she had been holding back for months finally slipped free. Clinton did not turn away from her, the way she had feared he might, the way everyone else in her life eventually did whenever she showed them her burdens. Your mother is sick? You should have told me all this earlier, he said gently. You don't have to go through this alone anymore. Don't cry, okay? We'll figure this out together. I promise I'll help you. And to Victoria's astonishment, he did exactly that. He personally arranged for her mother's surgery, sitting beside Victoria in the hospital corridor as the doctor delivered news they had both been silently praying for. Please, do everything you can to make her okay, Clinton told the doctor. Money should not be the problem. Once we conclude the necessary tests, we'll commence the surgery and we'll do our best, the doctor assured them. Victoria wept openly with relief for the first time in years. Thank you so much. Her mother, still weak but smiling through tears of her own, whispered, God will bless you, my son. Amen, Mama. Just get well for us, Victoria said, holding her mother's hand tightly. Later that evening, walking Clinton to the door of the hospital, Victoria found herself lingering longer than she meant to. Thank you so much, sir. I should start heading home before your mother starts looking for me. I just wanted to thank you again for everything you did today, she added quietly. You don't have to thank me, Victoria, he said, and then, almost shyly, can you at least stay with me for a while? I just want to be by your side tonight. She stayed. And by the time she noticed the sky had changed color outside the hospital window, morning had already crept in around them. Oh my God, it's morning already, she said, startled. "I should start going now?" "Thank you for being by my side last night," Clinton said softly, and Victoria walked home that morning with a lightness in her chest she had not felt in years, a feeling that, had she known what was coming, she might have guarded far more carefully. But someone had been watching, and that someone was not willing to lose without a fight. "I have a strong feeling this maid is the reason Clinton has been acting strangely toward you," Clinton's mother told Bella one afternoon, her eyes narrowed with calculation. "Then what are we waiting for?" Bella snapped immediately. "Let's chase her away from this house." But Clinton's mother, colder and far more patient than her son's fiancé, shook her head slowly. "Chasing her away will not solve the problem," she said. "We need something that will make Clinton denounce her forever." That evening she called Victoria aside, her voice deceptively warm. "Meet me this evening. There is something important I would like to discuss with you." Victoria, ever obedient, ever unsuspecting, agreed without hesitation. "All right, Ma." What she did not know, what she could never have guessed, was that a single glass of juice, left unattended in the kitchen that day, would soon become the very weapon used to destroy everything she had quietly built. Victoria remembered that night only in broken fragments afterward, the way one remembers a nightmare rather than a clear memory. "I was working in the kitchen," she would later explain, her voice trembling with the effort of reliving it. "I had already prepared a glass of juice for myself. I left it there and went to do something. Before I left, Madam was in the kitchen." "Then what happened?" someone would ask her, again and again, in the days that followed. "When I came back, Madam wasn't in the kitchen anymore. I drank my juice. After that, everything started feeling strange. My head suddenly became heavy. I started feeling dizzy. I can't remember anything after that." She woke up in a room she did not recognize, the estate's gateman lying unconscious beside her, and a house full of accusing eyes waiting just beyond the door. "Victoria, how did I get here? What is going on?" she cried, disoriented and afraid. "Maybe you should tell us," Clinton's mother said coldly, arms folded, her face a mask of practiced disappointment. "Victoria, what were you doing in this room with him?" Clinton demanded, his voice suddenly that of a stranger. "I swear, I don't know how I got here," Victoria pleaded. "Do you really expect us to believe that?" Bella asked, barely hiding the satisfaction in her voice. "Victoria, I'm disappointed," Clinton said, and something in Victoria's chest broke at the sound of it. "Please, something isn't right," she begged. "I don't know how I got there." But no one listened. Not his mother, who had orchestrated it all from the shadows. Not Bella, who watched the destruction with quiet delight. And not even Clinton, the one person Victoria had allowed herself to believe in. "I will not have someone like you under my roof," his mother declared, her voice final and merciless. And just like that, the girl who had given this family nothing but honesty was thrown out into the street, carrying only the shame they had carefully built around her. "If you don't believe me, there's nothing more I can say," Victoria whispered, and walked out of that gate in tears, repeating to no one who would ever believe her, "I don't know how I got there." Her mother held her tightly that night, as she wept until there were no tears left. "They accused me of something I didn't do, Mama. I promise I didn't do it." "It's okay, my daughter. Be strong," her mother said, rocking her gently the way she had when Victoria was still a small child. "One thing I know, the truth will surely come out." Clinton's mother, cruel to the very end, appeared once more only to press a small bundle of money into Victoria's hand. "Take it, and don't ever return to this estate." Victoria took it, not out of pride but out of desperate necessity. A small business, perhaps, could rise slowly from the ashes of this humiliation. A shop of her own. A future she would now have to build entirely alone, since the one man who had promised to stand beside her had chosen silence instead, at the very moment she needed his voice the most. Weeks passed in a blur of grief and quiet determination. Then, in a small clinic far from the house that had cast her out, Victoria received news that would change the shape of her life all over again. "Victoria, this isn't normal," her mother had said one morning, noticing her daughter's sudden fatigue and the strange paleness in her face. "Mama, don't worry. I'm fine," Victoria insisted, though even she could feel that something was different. "No, we're going to the hospital," her mother said firmly, refusing to be argued with. "Everything will be fine," the nurse assured them as they waited, though nothing could have prepared Victoria for what came next. "Victoria, the doctor is ready to see you," the nurse finally called, and moments later, the doctor delivered news that stopped Victoria's heart mid-beat. "Congratulations," he said, smiling warmly. "You're pregnant." Victoria sat in stunned silence, one hand pressed instinctively to her stomach, her mind flashing back to the one quiet night she had asked Clinton, "Can you at least stay with me for a while? I just want to be by your side tonight," and he had said yes. Now she would carry a piece of him inside her whether the world ever accepted it or not. "Mama, I'm sorry," she confessed later that same day, unable to hold the weight of the secret any longer. "I never wanted any of this to happen." Her mother, older now and wiser than her years, only sighed heavily. "My daughter, what is done is done." "Victoria, who is the father of this child?" her mother finally asked, her voice gentle but firm. "It's Mr. Clinton, Mama." Her mother's eyes widened in disbelief. "Mr. Clinton? Does he know about this?" "No, Mama. He needs to know." "Mama, I don't think he would believe me," Victoria said quietly. "Not after everything that happened." "My concern now is our situation," her mother said, worry etched deep into her tired face. "We are already struggling to survive. How are we going to take care of another life?" "Don't worry, Mama," Victoria said, summoning whatever strength she had left. "Mr. Clinton gave me a card before I left. I can use what's left to start a small business." And so, with trembling hands and a heart still healing from betrayal, Victoria went searching the city for a small shop of her own, a place to rebuild whatever dignity remained to her. "Excuse me, is that shop available?" she asked a landlord one afternoon, standing before a modest space with peeling paint and a leaking roof. "Yes, it is," the man answered. "Someone directed me to you. They said you're the owner. Please, how much is the rent?" "The rent is 50,000 naira, he told her. "I'll get back to you soon," Victoria said, walking away with her heart pounding. "This is all I have left," she thought, counting the last of the money Clinton had once given her. "God, please let this work." Meanwhile, back in the grand house Victoria had left behind, Clinton had grown distant and hollow, a shell of the man who had once laughed easily and spoken his mind without fear. "You've been distant lately," Bella noted one evening, watching him carefully. "I've just had a lot on my mind," he replied flatly. "This isn't about work, is it?" she pressed. "Can we talk about something else?" he asked instead, refusing to meet her eyes. His mother, sensing an opportunity slipping away, decided it was time to close the matter permanently. "Clinton, Bella has stood by you all these years," she reminded him one evening. "How much longer do you expect that girl to keep waiting?" Clinton, hollow and exhausted from a battle he no longer had the strength to fight, finally gave in. "Fine, do whatever you think is best." "Congratulations, Bella. Welcome to the family," his mother said warmly, pulling Bella into an embrace. "Thank you, Mom. I'm really happy," Bella said, practically glowing. "Thank you for this." "You're welcome. The shop is yours," his mother added, sealing the arrangement with a gift that meant nothing compared to what it had cost someone else. I still can't believe our engagement is tomorrow. Everything has been arranged. Thank you, Mom, Bella said, already imagining the wedding gown she would wear. But even as the engagement was announced and the wedding arrangements set into motion, something about Victoria's disappearance had never truly sat right in the quiet corners of Clinton's mind. A question he could not shake, no matter how hard he tried to bury it beneath duty and obligation. Sometimes, truth waits patiently for the right heart to finally break before it finds its way out into the light. It found its way out through the very man Victoria had once been wrongly accused of betraying Clinton with, the estate's former gateman, a man whose conscience had grown too heavy to carry any longer. "Auga, it's me, the former gateman," he said one evening, approaching Auga, the family's loyal driver, with visible unease. "My conscience has been dealing with me. I need to tell you something." "What is it?" Auga asked, sensing the weight behind the man's words. "I've been carrying this guilt for too long," the former gateman admitted. "Miss Victoria was innocent. Nothing happened between us. We never had any relationship." "If Victoria was innocent, why didn't you say anything?" Auga demanded, his voice sharpening with disbelief. "I wanted to speak," the man said, "but I was warned to stay quiet." "Who warned you?" "Your mother," the man said quietly. "Madam told me to keep quiet." Auga felt something cold settle deep in his chest. "Are you serious? Everything that happened that day was planned?" "Yes, Auga," the man confirmed. "Then you're coming inside with me," Auga said grimly, already moving toward the house. "Wait here. When I call you, come inside." Clinton had been avoiding sleep, avoiding peace, ever since the engagement had been formally set. His mother found him restless and withdrawn the night before his wedding to Bella. "Clinton, I thought you would be resting. Tomorrow is your engagement," she said, forcing lightness into her voice. "Mom, we need to talk," he said, his tone steadier and more serious than she had expected. "You're starting to worry me," she admitted. "What is it?" "I need you to answer a question honestly," he said. "Of course. What do you want to know? Did you tell me the whole truth about what happened to Victoria?" "Why are you bringing this up again?" she asked, visibly rattled. "I already told you everything." "No, Mom," Clinton said firmly. "I'm asking if you told me the whole truth." "What is that supposed to mean?" she asked, her composure beginning to crack. "It means there's someone you need to hear from," Clinton said, and called toward the door. "Come in!" Auga stepped through the doorway, and Clinton's mother's face drained of all color in an instant. "What is he doing here?" she demanded, though her voice betrayed her fear. "Tell her what you told me," Auga said, turning to the gateman standing quietly behind him. "Madam, I can't keep quiet anymore," the man said. "Everything that happened that day was not the whole truth." "Watch what you're saying," Clinton's mother warned, her voice trembling now. "I've carried this for too long," the man continued, undeterred. "Auga deserves to know what really happened. Madame was the one behind everything." "What?" Clinton's chest tightened painfully. "Victoria was innocent," the gateman said plainly, finally free of the secret he had carried for so long. Clinton turned slowly to his mother, and in his eyes was a question she had no answer for. "Mother, I think I deserve an explanation." "Clinton, don't listen to him," she began. "Is it true?" he demanded, cutting her off. "Was that why you sent her away? Answer me." A long, unbearable silence followed. Then, finally, in a small, broken voice, "Yes, I'm sorry. I did it for us, for this family. We couldn't afford to lose that contract." "You did all this because of a contract?" Clinton asked, his voice hollow with disbelief. "I was trying to protect our future," she pleaded. At what cost? He asked. Was it really worth it? Everything I did was for you, she said desperately. Then you never knew me at all, Clinton said, and something inside him closed forever in that moment. I'm calling off the engagement. Bella arrived just as the truth was still hanging heavy in the air, unable to believe what she was hearing unfold before her. What is going on here? She demanded. Ask your wife, the gateman said quietly. Ask her what she did to Victoria. Victoria? Bella repeated, stunned. Yes, Clinton said, turning to face all of them at once. His mother, his almost wife, the entire fragile life that had been carefully built on lies. It's time everyone knew the truth. Victoria is the woman I love. What? Bella's voice cracked. Yes, she's the woman I chose, Clinton continued, his voice growing steadier with every word. But she was taken away from me because of your greed. He did not wait for their protests to catch up with him. I've heard enough. I'm calling off the engagement and I'm leaving this house for good. Clinton, please, his mother begged, reaching for him. It's too late, mother, he said, already walking away. Clinton, please wait. Clinton, please don't do this, she called after him. But he did not turn back. Clinton took only the former gateman with him, the one man who could finally lead him back to the truth he so desperately needed. I'm not leaving you behind, sir, the gateman said as they walked, because you're the only person who knows the whole truth. Victoria needs to hear it from you. I'm ashamed of what I did, sir, the man admitted quietly. What's done is done, Clinton said. Do you think she'll forgive you? I don't know, the man confessed, but I need her forgiveness, and she deserves to know the truth. They went first to the small house Victoria and her mother had once shared, only to find strangers now living in their place. Victoria, they don't live here anymore, a neighbor told him. What do you mean they don't live here anymore? Clinton asked, alarmed. They moved out weeks ago, the neighbor said. Do you know where they went? Clinton pressed. No, the neighbor admitted. But life wasn't easy for them. I have to find her, Clinton said, more to himself than to anyone else, and continued searching every street he could think of, refusing to give up no matter how many doors closed in his face. Back in her small shop, Victoria worked late into the evenings, her hands calloused from labor she had never imagined doing, her heart heavier than she let her mother see. You're working too hard, her mother told her gently one night. We'll be fine, Victoria insisted, though the words felt thinner each time she repeated them. Eventually, a woman named Becky, who knew Victoria's mother from the neighborhood, approached Clinton as he continued his search. Mama, you've been asking about Victoria, she said. Yes, Clinton answered immediately. Who are you? I'm someone very close to her, Becky said. I can take you to her. Thank you so much, Clinton said, relief flooding through him for the first time in weeks. But not tonight, Becky said. It's late already. Come back tomorrow morning and pick me here. Thank you, sir, Auga said as they walked away. You'll finally see her tomorrow. You should get some rest, sir, Auga added gently, noticing the exhaustion etched into Clinton's face. I just pray she hears me out, Clinton murmured, unable to sleep that entire night. The next morning, Auga found him already awake and ready. You were up all night, sir. We should leave now. We can't keep her waiting. They followed Becky through winding, unfamiliar streets. Keep going straight, she instructed. How much farther? Clinton asked, his patience worn thin by hope and fear in equal measure. We're almost there, Becky assured him. That street. She's somewhere around here. Victoria lives there. They arrived at a small, humble home, and Becky knocked gently. Victoria, Becky, you're here. How are you? Victoria's mother greeted her warmly. I'm fine, Becky said. Actually, someone came looking for you. Looking for me, Becky? Victoria called from inside. Yes, Becky answered. Who is it? Clinton. Victoria stepped outside slowly, one hand resting instinctively over the small curve of her belly, and found the man who had once let her walk away standing quietly before her, older somehow, worn down by months of guilt and searching. Victoria, you're pregnant, Clinton said, his voice breaking. I've been looking everywhere for you. You found me now, she said, guarded, her arms crossing protectively over herself. What do you want, Clinton? Victoria, please let me explain. Explain what? She asked, her voice rising with old pain. When I tried to explain, nobody listened. You're right, he said quietly. I should have listened to you. I'm sorry, Victoria. I know I hurt you, but I came here to make things right. That's why I brought the gateman here, because there's something you need to know. The gateman stepped forward, his eyes lowered with shame. Miss Victoria, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? She asked, though something in his tone had already begun to unsettle the walls she had built. Miss Victoria, what happened that day was not your fault, he said. Everything was planned. Madam and Bella planned everything together. They wanted you out of the house. I'm sorry too, he added. I was also among the people that wronged you. Please forgive Clinton. He never knew the truth. Victoria's eyes filled with tears she had held back for what felt like a lifetime. They took you away from me before I could know the truth, Clinton said softly. Forgive him. You have no idea what I went through, she whispered, her voice shaking. I know, he said. No, you don't, she said, and for a moment all the pain of the past months rose up between them like a wall neither could see over. But even as she said it, something in her had already begun to soften, because now finally she understood she had never been wrong to trust him. He simply had not known the truth until now. But now I know the truth, Clinton said, stepping closer. Does that mean I'm forgiven? And after everything, after the lies, the shame, the long months of raising his child alone in silence, Victoria let him back in. Thank you, my love, she whispered, and for the first time in a long while, she allowed herself to smile. Becky, watching quietly from a respectful distance, chuckled softly. Hope I didn't disturb you guys, she said, laughing. No, Becky, Victoria said, wiping her eyes. Well, I should probably get going now, Becky added. I still have a few things to take care of. Becky, wait, Clinton called after her. I haven't thanked you yet. Thank me for what? She asked, surprised. For bringing me to Victoria and for giving me a second chance to make things right. Oh, please, that was nothing, Becky said, waving him off. No, Becky, I insist, Clinton said, pressing a gift into her hands. This is for you, Becky. For me? She asked, stunned. Thank you once again. Thank you, Becky, Victoria added warmly. You don't have to thank me, Becky said. Take care of each other. Back at the house, Clinton's mother tried, too late, to make amends. I've already made enough mistakes. But I know I made a mistake, she admitted quietly, to no one in particular. You weren't going to tell me you were pregnant, right? Clinton asked Victoria gently, still adjusting to the weight of the news. Now you know, she said, a small smile playing at her lips. I'm the father, right? He asked, half teasing. What kind of question is that? She laughed. Now you know, she repeated. And this time, he smiled, truly smiled, for what felt like the first time in months. I'm happy, he said. I'll be a father soon. He wasted no time making things right for her. Victoria, you and your mother shouldn't be living like this, he told her firmly. I'm going to find a better place for both of you. You don't have to do that, Victoria protested. Victoria, you're carrying my child, he said. I need to take responsibility. Bella, watching her whole future dissolve before her eyes, finally admitted defeat. "I still can't believe Clinton chose her over me." "Enough, Bella," his mother said, worn down at last by her own guilt. "I've already made enough mistakes." "But I love Clinton so much," Bella said, tears finally falling. "Love isn't something you can force," his mother said quietly, perhaps for the first time in the story speaking a truth without manipulation behind it. "Sometimes love isn't enough." Victoria visited her mother one afternoon, finding her sitting up in bed, color finally returning to her face. "Mama, how have you been?" "I'm fine, my son. I'm fine, my daughter." Her mother corrected herself, laughing weakly. "We thank God." "I can see you're getting better," Victoria said, relief washing over her. "Yes," her mother said, "God has been faithful, and I'm happy God has finally vindicated my daughter." The former gateman visited as well, pressing an envelope into Victoria's mother's hands. "This should be enough to start something for yourself, and thank you for helping me." "Thank you so much, sir," Victoria's mother said. "You're welcome," he answered. "Be a good man," she added, and he nodded, carrying the weight of his redemption quietly with him as he left. Meanwhile, Clinton's mother could not rest until she had made peace with her son. She found him one evening sitting alone and approached him carefully. "Mom, why are you here?" he asked, not unkindly but with distance still in his voice. "Clinton, I came to ask for your forgiveness," she said. "I know I've wronged you. Please give me a chance to make things right. I know this is where you always come whenever you're unhappy," she added softly. "Please forgive me, Clinton." "Mom, you really hurt me," he admitted. "Please come back home," she pleaded. "The house feels empty without you." "Mom, it's not that simple," he said. "Then tell me what you want me to do," she said, desperation creeping into her voice. "I'll do anything. I just need you to come home." "You need to apologize to Victoria," Clinton said finally. And so she did. Clinton led his mother and Victoria together one afternoon, though Victoria did not yet know where they were being taken. "Clinton, where are you taking us?" Victoria asked, confused. "Just stay with me," he said gently. "Clinton, please, where are we?" she asked again as they arrived at a beautiful, modest home she had never seen before. "Let's go inside," he said. "Remember, I promised to get you and your mother out of that place. From today, this is your new home." Victoria stood speechless in the doorway, overwhelmed. "There's one more thing," Clinton added. "You can come in now." His mother stepped forward, her eyes lowered with genuine humility for the first time in the entire story. "Victoria, I know I have hurt you," she said. "Please forgive me. I was wrong about you. I treated you badly." "I have already forgiven you," Victoria said, with a grace that surprised even herself. "We all make mistakes. What matters is that we learn from them." Victoria's own mother, tears in her eyes, turned to Clinton. "My son, you never told me I would be expecting a grandchild. I am happy everything is finally settled. Today is a happy day for all of us." That evening, Clinton brought Victoria somewhere quiet, somewhere beautiful, away from the noise and history of everything that had happened between them. "I have something for you," he said, presenting her with a soft folded garment. "I want you to wear this tonight." When she emerged, dressed simply but beautifully, Clinton could only stare for a moment before speaking. "Wow, you look beautiful." "Thank you," she said, blushing. "I am glad you came with me tonight," he said. "I am glad I came too," she answered. And then, under a sky scattered with quiet stars, Clinton took her hand in his. "Victoria, there's something I've been wanting to tell you," he said. "What is it?" she asked. "You came into my life when I needed someone the most," he said. "You believed in me. You stood by me. You never gave up on me." He knelt slowly before her. Victoria, will you marry me? Through tears she could no longer hold back, Victoria gave the only answer left in her heart. Yes. Their story did not end there. It only truly began, with a wedding still to come, a child soon to arrive, and a family finally built not on contracts, fear, or secrets whispered in dark kitchens, but on the one thing Victoria had carried with her from the very beginning, through every betrayal and every silent night of grief: the truth, and a love strong enough to survive it. "Thank you for choosing this journey with me," Clinton told her one final time, holding her close. "Once our baby arrives, we're having the biggest wedding ever." And somewhere, in a small room far from that grand house, a mother who had once prayed over her daughter's first job now prayed a different prayer entirely, one of gratitude, one of wonder, one that thanked God not for survival this time, but for joy.